Everybody, this is Alessandro. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to share a piece of advice I give to one of my students during our one-on-one lesson. Let me go and play and show you the current work in progress blocking that the student is doing at the moment. You can see the reference here on the top. Even though it's blocking, for a lot of people this might look quite promising. However, one of the things I told the student is that basically it looked like he was just trying to copy this reference, even though he did some effort to put things, the choreography together and everything, right? This is obviously not enough, absolutely, to prove that we are a strong animator, even as a student. This is absolutely is not enough, because very close in the future with AI and everything, will be very easy to copy a reference. As animator, we add no value if we are only able to copy a reference. If we focus just on the reference, one of the things I suggest that even from here, there is already a lot we can do just by improving the timing, okay? Sometimes we can even just edit the reference very quickly or directly in Maya, whatever you guys prefer, but because I don't want to bore you with a 10 minutes video like a demonstration, I need a quick example here in Premiere how you can just retime things very quickly. I'm gonna tell you basically what I've done. Okay, so we have the beginning here. One of the things I did, I wanted to speed up this moment. So as soon as it started to go down and started to go back up here, I speed up about this section about 50%. Now, just in order to make it a lot more snappy, then we have the jumping and everything. I accelerate a little bit more the landing here, this point here. I wanted to make it a bit more impactful, right? Same stuff here. I speed up a little bit more here the acceleration to make it more dynamic. One of the things I told also my student to exaggerate a lot more this jump, right? And same stuff here. Accelerate a little bit more when it land and twist, right? This entire section was accelerated a little bit, right? I think about around 30% because it was feeling like a little bit too soft. And here again, we accelerate a little bit the beginning of the jump, holding a little bit more. This is why I want to exaggerate the moving hold up in the air for this jump. And then again, accelerate a little bit of the jumping here in this moment. And then here we keep it at normal speed because we want to kind of show off the pose that we're already having. And so if I'm gonna play this one right now, you'll notice that there are some sections here where are a lot more dynamic, a lot more interesting. And of course in Maya, this is just a starting point, obviously. In Maya, eventually, we are gonna refine this even more. The second part that we wanna focus is basically the posing, okay? I'm gonna go frame by frame here. So for example, I think there is a good hint we can take from here where the face is kind of facing this direction, but the body could actually face a little bit more towards the left, right? And so other things, again, I take this one as an example. I don't watch it anymore, and I don't try to copy. I just want to try to make something very, very dynamic, okay? So maybe I want to make this one here, right? Okay, try to push it a lot more. Especially here, I want to have the shoulder here, right? And I want to have the elbow in this position. Again, the drawing doesn't have to be super nice or super fancy, okay? But I still want to give the idea about what I'm planning to do. You see, like I want to make the knuckles like this, kind of diagonal, okay? Maybe the eyes kind of pointing in this direction here, the feet, obviously, right? And maybe this one I want to see, do I want to keep it down here? Do I want to keep it up? This is more like there is no good or bad choice, and this sometimes could be just about the stylistic choice, right? Maybe I want to adjust a simple flow because it's going to move fast, right? So I just want to have a simple line of action. But as you can see, for example, I'm very careful about this, okay? About this one here. And I want to have this kind of dynamic angle here, right? I like to have really the knee in this position. Those for me are all things that give me the idea that as an artist, you are crafting your poses, all right? The same stuff here. You see, like it feels like more like this. Again, it looks like it's just trying to copy the reference here. But what I think what you can do is that, again, I always start with the line of action of the spine, right? Maybe the shoulder here can go kind of here, right? Okay, we can go here, can do the line of action here. Maybe the head just sing a little bit, okay? Okay, you do the hip here. Again, I want to have a nice line of action here. Maybe the knee can be here, right? And then again, this one here, I wanted to feel it a little bit more dynamic, okay? Okay, this one here, maybe here, I'm adjusting the finger a little bit, right? Here the thumb, okay? I want to continue the line of action here. Maybe here again, I want to just showcasing this one a little bit in the back, okay? Right? Keep it simple, but you see like how the line of action, this one, it feels more interesting, right? I'm using the shoulder here to kind of keep visible only the eyes, right? Again, same stuff here and here, right? You see how everything feels very, very dynamic, all right? Same stuff here. Look at the, you have a potential here. Actually, here the reference in this case is very good, right? I don't think it should. You see here started to feel very, very broken, right? That's what one of the things I was sharing with him, right? It just looked like you are trying to copy this one. Doesn't look to me that you're trying to craft it. But look at here, right? You have some really cool poses that we can push even more, right? Okay, we do it like here. Okay. Okay, this one kind of like here. This is more like, say, kind of like here. I'm thinking about this line here, right? Okay. Maybe the other hands could be here, could be, you know, coming out here, grabbing the things, right? There's plenty of things, but definitely, I would say this is definitely not an appealing pose, right? Even here, when you do this one, right? I see another opportunity I was thinking about. I see like it's a clean line, but maybe another things you could do is like the arm here, right? Again, showcasing the head, here, right? Okay, I don't have to go super into details at this point, right? Right, and I like that it keep the legs straight. I think this is very, very, very fun. Okay, maybe the other hands could be here or whatever, right? So I think let's see what I'm doing here. I'm trying basically to exaggerate this moment even more and then share it, right? Same stuff here. You already have some good advice here. See the silhouette here, it's all a bit messy. No, look how very, you know, graphical it is here with this nice line of action, with the compression here, right? And see one of the things that I was telling him, like in animation, you want to simplify stuff, right? It could basically means from a stretch here to a sphere, right? There you go. This is called squash and stretch. Squash and stretch is not just about stretching limbs, it's just about the entire shape of the body, okay? So there are overall plenty of opportunity here where I told them like, hey, you could have pushed things even more, all right? Yeah, you see this pose overall here, right? I think here also he has some great potential. Again, is not great in the reference, is a starting point, okay? He's bending forward like this, right? You have your knee here. I think you want to show your calf, right? See, this one could be a lot more dynamic. Look how fun can it be, right? You can push the arm here, right? And this again maybe here, right? Or you can lower it down and grab the keyboard, right? Sorry, the surf, right? You see what I mean? With a few simple lines, even though I'm not spending time in details, you can understand how more interesting this one can be and having this kind of dynamic line of action here looks a lot more interesting. Last advice, guys, that I give to one of my students is when you're struggling to come up with poses, how to improve poses, how to craft things, go and do your own research. Go and do a lot of exploration, right? Gather idea, gather image, draw, sketch, right? If you go on Pinterest, Google Image, you can see there is a plenty of cool reference that you can find where you can get your own idea. Sometimes it's not necessarily related to surf. In this case, there is this kids like surfing in the air, could be snowboard, skateboard, right? You never knows where you can find a cool inspiration, you can find the hint, or just learn how to sketch or come up with a good poses that could be really relative on the assignment that you're doing. So don't just stop about just looking your reference and be fixated on that one. Go and explore around, okay? Go and look as many reference, craft them, sketch them. That's the only way you can get better and better in doing poses. You guys know I did a pose masterclass, so I'm not gonna repeat all those details there as well. So this is the focus of what I wanna share with the video. Very important, guys. We are at the point where, as animator, you cannot get away anymore with just copy a reference. It's okay to study anatomy. I use this technique sometimes just to study anatomy at the beginning, but as soon as you understand anatomy, body mechanics, as a student, I want to be very clear, as a student, you need to be very comfortable about crafting your poses, pushing your timing, and make things unique. Or else, if the only things you can do is copying a reference, you're gonna basically be worthless in the future, because AI will be able to take this animation here, to take this reference and copy perfectly in 3D. At some point, we're gonna get there. And so if that's the only thing you can do, well, why a company would hire you? So, right, again, you have to be an artist at the end of the day. Using reference is just good as a starting point. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and see you next time. Ciao.